So I want to welcome everybody from Cardboard and Concrete, Real Talk with the Streets. It's your boy Dre Visuals. It's our first episode. Who we got with us today?
You got a nigga that called OG T-Bone out of Mansfield, Ohio, real North End nigga. Shout out to my city.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So you say you from where now?
Mansfield, Ohio. North
Mansfield,
End.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay. So how was it in Mansfield, Ohio for you, man, growing up as a kid, man?
Man, when I was like starting from elementary, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, all my friends, you know, we all grew up together, went to the same schools, we played ball.
Yeah.
A lot of older dudes, they was really hustling, you know, getting a little money back then. So we kind of fed off into it. Plus, most of all the niggas I ran with,
Right.
all their fathers was hustlers. So I think that's how we kind of linked up and got into the street.
Okay.
But before that, it was real love. And then I had to go to California on and off because my mom got married. And that's when things took a turn.
Okay.
Because it was a culture shock because of the gang banging down in LA.
Okay,
You know?
so before we get into your move to Cali, so just tell me a little bit about like the house you grew up in. Who was in the house with you? Was your mom, father there? Did you have uncles, you know, grandmother, grandparents? Kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
cousins, like, you know, like kind of like break like your upbringing down inside your home, you know?
Man, look, my father got killed in '69. I was born in '68, so I didn't really get to know it. But I was raised by my grandparents. You know, my mom every now and then, but usually my grandparents. But it was beautiful, man. Me, my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin. It was beautiful, man. They from Mississippi, so you know it was country to them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then they threw a little after hours a card party, and I was the only kid in the house, so it was real beautiful. I was getting my little 50 cents, dollars change because they was playing tunk shit.
Right.
But yeah, I had a beautiful upbringing, man. You know, they made sure I did my homework and shit. I went fishing, shit like that, you know. And I had my chores. You know, I had to cut the grass, keep the sidewalks and all that shit shoveled. You know, my grandfather trying to teach me responsibility. That's why I ain't afraid of no hard work today. Okay. Thanks to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. So you would say that you had a fairly good, like, childhood?
Yeah, starting out.
Okay.
You know, I think my mom, she put a wrench in the game because she wanted me to come to California, you know. And my grandmother, my dad's mom, she was real obsessed with me, man, because she only had one son, and that was my dad, and he was the baby. Plus, he was a basketball star, football quarterback for the high school. Okay. And stuff like that. So she didn't really want me to go, but it really wasn't nothing she could do about it because that was my mom. Right. Yeah, so, but you know, once I left and went to California and I came back, that's when everything changed. Because, you know, I got turned down in LA. You know? Okay. Oh, okay, so it wasn't in Mansfield where you from where, you know, like you really like got into the streets and like start to understand the street life and the life outside of your home. It was when you actually left and went to Cali? Yeah. So that's really where it all started for you as far as like, you know, the street life, basically, you know, from cardboard and concrete to the street. Exactly. You know what I mean? You know, when I got down there, you know, I didn't really have no family or no friends. So I didn't understand the gang culture, you know, and it was a couple of older guys up the street, so I was fucking around, you know, I'm 10 and 11 fucking with niggas 50. Right. 48, 50 years old, and they cold hustlers, man. Okay. You know, and some of them was gangsters, you know what I'm saying, and I was always up under them. Mm-hmm. And then once I got into school, that's when I really learned the gangbanging shit. Because I stayed over there off of St. Charles Place in Venice, right across from the Wilshire District Police Station, which was Schoolyard Crip neighborhood. Okay, so how old were you when you moved out to Cali? Man, I first went out there, the first time I went out there was probably like 78. Okay, 78? Yeah. All right, so how was the transition from your hometown to this big city and, you know, this big place? It was a beautiful city, but once you get in it and you realize what the culture is really like, man, it's hell. That's a rough motherfucker, you know. Them motherfuckers, they was really gangbanging real bad out there back then.
Okay.
And as it went on, you know, throughout the years, it got even worse. But you know, and I got whooped. Niggas jumped me.
Okay.
Took my bike and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was this one little nigga I wanted to whoop his ass because he was the instigator.
Right.
But they a gang, and I ain't a part of that gang. So if I put my hands on it, they gonna be putting my
Now you gotta deal with the gang. Yeah,
you know,
right.
Yeah.
You know how that go. They all like come together. You know.
But I hung with them after, you know, we got cool in school. And I think the majority of them was crazy about me because I could play ball.
Okay.
So when they seen I could play ball, that kind of brought them in.
They see a way out. Anytime you see, you know, one of us that play ball, you know what I'm saying? That people always seem to see like, oh yeah, that's a way out. So we gonna be cool. We gonna be good to him.
Right.
But okay, so come up in Mansfield, Ohio. You grew up in a nice home, so you could say, right? You had good parents. You had a grandmother, grandfather. You know, your mother. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah. By my mom, I got 3 sisters. My dad, I got 2 sisters and a brother.
Okay.
I'm the oldest out of my mom's family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my brother was the baby out of his.
Right. Okay, I see. So with that, would you say, you know, growing up with siblings, like, do you feel like you had a responsibility early on?
Of course I did. You know, down there, you know, they was what they call ether bases and sherm and heroin and shit, you know, and my stepfather was fucked up off the shit, but he was a musician. He was a bad motherfucker named Kenny Clark Jr. May he rest in peace. As far as a musician, he played with Billy Bass, Funkadelics. He did projects with Shaka Khan. And I'd have been up in the studios, and he done had me all in Sherm Alley, all that those shit. Because he was a real live wire type nigga, man.
Okay.
And he would start getting high, or he might have been getting high before I even got out there.
Okay.
And then that's when things got a little tough. But the thing that kept us afloat was I was getting a check every month because my dad had fought Vietnam.
Okay.
So, he used to fuck up the money, man. And I would just hustle and steal, man. He had a daughter which was next to my youngest sister. And I fell in love with her. You know, I was taking her all over California on the bus, stealing shit, stealing clothes.
Yeah.
And where they used to have a store called Zodi's.
Yeah.
Right in the strip mall next to the police station. And I used to take her over there in a stroller, stealing like a motherfucker. You know, and it seemed like I never got caught stealing because I always was stealing food and something that we needed. It's like God was just watching over me, you know.
Okay.
And that's why I really became a major thief at back then. But it wasn't really for money. It was just to eat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I would make them chase me when my check would come. On the 3rd, I would make my mama and her husband chasing me all over the city because I had to sign the check.
Right.
So I did it on purpose.
So you was that, yeah.
But see, back then, she'd give me $50, you know, and I was happy, probably out of $700.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I always kept it in the cut because I know we had to eat, and we had a favorite restaurant right there off of La Brea in Venice called Lucy's.
Okay.
It was a Mexican restaurant. They had some of the best Mexican food I ever ate, actually. And that was our safe haven, you know. Plus the old niggas down the street would always make sure I ate and shit like that. Okay. But I never took something from somebody if I couldn't take my sister's nothing.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, and cause I knew they'd be hungry.
Yeah.
And it just, like in my heart, I remember one time I cried, went to the phone booth right there, I think it was 18th and Venice, I think that's 18th. And I went to right across the street from, you know, the strip plaza, and I was crying, man. I called my grandmama crying, man. I said, I want to come home.
Yeah.
Cause you know, I didn't never miss a meal, you know, when I was at home. And one thing I noticed about living in LA was the weirdest thing. I went over a dude named Tooley and Donald. They was brothers.
Okay.
They were schoolyard Crip members at the time. I don't know I ain't seen them in probably 50 years. But anyway.
Yeah.
I went over there after school, knocked on the door, and I remember they came out the door and said, they said, hey man, we about to eat, man, you gotta come back. See, but where I'm from, you know, if I go to my dude house, his mama cooking, she gonna say, baby, you hungry?
You hung off the rip, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's where I come from. You know, my
Okay.
city was a real village. Like, say you old school dude, and you sell weed, and I got to get one of the old niggas to get a bag of weeds, you know what I'm saying? But he see me, and he'll call my mom, you know, B, what Tony doing over here? Soon as I get home, you know, like I got some shit, she'll tell him, he fuck up, you whoop his ass and send him home. You know, so that's how it was when I came up. But when I got to LA, it was totally different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you stay in LA?
I came back a couple times, and then I had to go back. It's like, you know, it was my mom. And the last time I went back, I caught a case in Mansfield.
Okay.
They couldn't send me away until I was 12, so they called my mom, and she sent for me. And I cried like a bitch, man.
Yeah.
My dude, Mike Taylor, MT Bump Nose, shout out to him. He walked me to the thing. He was like one of my best friends, and then I cried, man. I ain't want to leave, because I knew what I was finna go back to.
Yeah.
You know, and all my real friends and family is from here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I was on and off probably to about...
So you were 12 years old when you went to jail, or?
Yeah, I was 11.
11? Your first, like, case?
Yeah.
So what was that case about?
Well, I was staying with my grandmother on the other side of town, the south side, on Home Avenue. May she rest in peace, Bright Bowen. And she was an older lady, you know, and I was just wild, man, breaking in houses and shit. And they removed me from her house and put me in a place called Downs Group Home that was literally right up the street. So, make a long story short, I beat up a white boy.
Okay.
And they put me in juvenile. But they let me out because my mom sent me back to the group home. I was able to go see my grandmother, and I got back on that plane, man.
Okay. So, why did you end up whooping the white boy?
Just being a kid, you know, I ain't like white folks back then. Because we grew up different. You know, you had Hillbilly Heaven, then you had the North End. They stayed away from us, we stayed away from them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We just didn't fuck with them. You know, we didn't fuck with white boys like that, you know, because we was basically all black on the North End.
Right.
Few white people, you know, that you knew when you was real little, but it wasn't there. But, you know, we didn't fuck with white folks like that.
Okay. And so, you grew up Mansfield. You leave, go to Cali. You learn the streets. You learn about gang banging. You learn all of these different things. What we call culture, you know, in the urban parts of the cities. You come back to Ohio. You go back to Cali. You finally got to leave Cali permanently, or did you have to leave Ohio permanently?
I caught a case in California too.
So you caught your case in California too also?
And my mom put me on the bus 9880 one way all the way back to Ohio. Okay. And I never went back.
And you never went back? Okay. Boom, now you get back. You back in your hometown.
But let me say this first.
Okay.
My mom was a cosmetologist. She got a license in California. Okay. And like I said, my stepfather's musician, so she had been around a lot of stars doing their hair and stuff, and she had a job in La Cienega Mall, which was Playboy gangster neighborhood. So I had a friend that I grew up with. I called him like a big brother. His name was Don. They called him, I think, OG Boom Boom. Okay. And he was originally from Louisiana. Now, mind you, his dad was one of the biggest sherm dealers. They called him Pops. Yeah. You know, they had a big family though. And he stayed right across the street from these apartments in La Cienega. Don turned into a pimp. He went from cripping to pimping. Yeah. And he took me in that apartment, and he had this girl he was fucking with, and I met her son, her brother named Boogie, and he used to have pictures. So what fucked me up was I was just amazed by the Playboy gangsters, cause these niggas was sharp. You go in the apartments, go out there back in the alley, man, them niggas was, you know, they gang bang dressed and they get money, brims on, knocking holes, and I was amazed by that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I left and I got back to Mansfield, I got with my crew, I said, nigga, we Playboy gangsters, but I never put no Crip or no blood behind it.
Okay, so you took the formula, right? Then you brought it back home.
Yeah.
And then you formed your own clique, but didn't put the gang ties to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that work?
Well, it worked out pretty good. We became legendary young niggas, but the first we was Playboy Incorporated.
Okay.
And then
put a little twist on it.
Yeah, then I said, no, fuck that, we gangsters, you know, and all we was, nigga, you gotta be a player.
Okay.
And you gotta be able to fight.
Okay.
And you gotta be about getting some money.
Okay.
So that's what we was all about, man.
Right.
You know, and that's how it all started. That's when I really started going to jail, man. You know, like all the time. I did 3 juvenile bits, man, Cuyahoga Hills, 4321 Green Road. You know, and then I ended up moving to Cleveland for a minute.
Okay.
And I went to John Adams and
shout out to Cleveland.
Yeah, shout out to Cleveland. Yeah, all my niggas out of Cleveland that know me. And I like Cleveland. You know, Cleveland was a bad motherfucker, man. It was kind of right up my alley, man. You know, and cause I had never went to a school. When you pay a dime and you go in this rec area, they got niggas on keyboards, anthill mob, young fraternities doing their little dances and shit. Then they had a theater in the motherfucker.
Right.
So I had never been through no shit like that. You know, that was kind of weird to me. And yeah, so you know, Cleveland was pretty cool, and then they put me in Roy's group home right there on 128th and Kinsman.
Okay.
Right next to the shrimp boat. And I just got homesick. You know, my nigga Charles Weekly, shout out to him and his brother Gino, and their other brother, they was from Garden Valley Projects. And I just got homesick, you know what I'm saying? And I was 17 at the time, so I was getting ready to turn 18. So Charles Weekly it was winter time, he gave me a coat and a carton of cigarettes and $20. And my bus ticket was $11. And the dude that named Roy, he dead. Somebody shot him in his head because he was fucking little boys in the thing. And I didn't even know that, man, but it was weird. But yeah, because I used to cut hair in the halfway house back then.
Damn.
Plus,
so hold on, wait.
Huh?
So you had a guy in there messing with the little boys?
He ran it. And he was the recreation leader at the Cuyahoga Hills Boys School. And
he was in there messing with the little boys? Like, violating them?
Yeah, violating them. And I guess, I'd never seen it, man. Because, you know, and they found him dead and the car, somebody shot him in his head.
Wow.
So, but yeah, once I left, man, he came down there and tried to say, well, you know you're going to go to jail and this and that. I said, fuck it, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to jail at home.
For sure.
You know, and I left, man. I was on the run, man. The day I got caught, I was taking a bath, because we didn't have showers down there back then.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to get dressed to go to what you call the Mihawk Relay.
Yeah.
Man, them motherfuckers came up, my grandmother said, Tony, said the police at the door. Damn. And yeah, man, and my parole officer was there and shit. And get over here. And he said, man, ain't no need running, man. You know, you might as well just go on. You about to be 18. So they kept me in there about a week, man, and just cut me loose because they know I was finna turn 18.
So, right.
But as soon as I turned 18, I called my first penitentiary case.
Okay, and boom. So you go through all of that. Before you was even 18 years old, you was exposed to all of this. So by the time you turn 18, what's your mindset like?
Being a gangster, getting some money, knock a few hoes. Keep me some bitches in the cut, man, give me some money. And be on some gangster shit. You know?
So as a grown man now, and looking back to the 18-year-old mind, what would you say you wish you would have understood going into being an adult, a young adult?
I just didn't really have street guidance. I wish I would have had some older niggas say, man, take your ass to school, play ball. You know, you
structure.
Do it, yeah, you know, I you know, and my grandmother, my dad's mother, she died. You know, wasn't nobody in the house no more. You know, and just everything had changed over the years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I wish, yeah, you know, I had cousins that tried, but I was too far gone. You know what I'm saying? I was really before my time because I was doing, like my niggas was really, you know, going to school, doing their thing. By the time I got it, it was over.
Okay.
You know, I did come home. I played ball in high school for a minute.
Yeah.
And that just didn't last. I went to jail. You know, I stayed in jail all the time. That's why I said, you know, the only real relationship I ever been in was with the woman I married X amount of years later.
Okay, so we'll get to that. We'll come back to that. So you
but the reason why I was saying, when you in and out of jail so much, how could you have a relationship? You ain't never on the street.
Right, true.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I didn't, because I used to whoop bitches. Because I seen my uncle whoop his girl, and she told him she loved him. So I thought that's how you kept a broad. You know, gorilla pimp style, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And
so you developed a toxic trait, you would say?
Yeah, you know.
And in your mind, you know, growing up, you seeing someone older than you, someone that you influenced by, or someone that you admire.
Right.
You see, you seeing love being presented to you in the worst way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you figure like, okay, this is how you love a woman?
Yeah, because I actually watched it happen. Sitting on my grandfather's porch, and he jumped on her, and she said she loved him after they got finished fighting and shit. So I'm like stunned, like, oh, that's how you keep a broad. Whoop her motherfucking ass.
So later down the line, did you figure out maybe she thought that was love also because she had seen the same thing?
Yeah, because as I got older, I really, you know, when I grew up, when I really became a man, I knew that was, you know, but I had a fucked up temper too. So, you know, and when you really like a broad, she could push a button, and I didn't know how to control that. You know what I'm saying? It took me years to get up out of that shit. That I realized it was wrong. I got sisters too and all that old shit. So yeah, it wasn't cool.
Okay. So you see all of this, you go through everything, you're starting to understand life. You're an 18-year-old young man now, right?
Yeah.
And you catch a case.
Yep, and I went to the old man's field. I had a year flat, 8 months and 14 days.
So your first bid was a year?
Yeah.
So explain, you know, how that transition was from being free, being a young man still, experiencing all of these things in life, seeing all of these things in life, starting to gather a different understanding about life, and then now you've turned 18 years old as a young adult, and then now you go to jail for a year of your life.
Right.
So
8 months, 14 days.
8 months and 14 days. Yeah. And so how was that for you?
Man, I was built for it. You know, I was scared though when I was in the bullpen.
Okay,
because I didn't know how the fuck it was going. Because I hear stories about it. They call it the castle.
Yeah, and then most guys like they act like and portray they not scared their first time going behind the wall.
Man, I heard all that noise sitting in the bullpen because this is where they shot Shawshank Redemption at.
Okay.
And that was called the Old Man's Field, Ohio State Reformatory.
Yeah. And
our number was 141, 449, something like that. But anyway, so when I get my pack up and they open up the door, right, it's these long ass steps, right? Mind you, I done did 3 juvenile bits. So when I get ready to come down the set, they like, Bone, what's up? All my niggas I had been in juvenile was down in that motherfucker, man. I was like, whew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no problems down there. The only thing ever happened to me down there when I went to buy a radio.
Yeah.
Off a nigga gave me about 5 packs of generic cigarettes, and I get in the room because we didn't have no sockets, so we had to use batteries. And I was in a cell with a nigga named Chester Jackson out of Cleveland Heights. We both 18. And I wanted to put the batteries in the motherfucker, man. There wasn't no guts in that bitch, man. Nigga just sold me ready and wasn't guts in it, motherfucker. I was mad, motherfucker. Yeah, that was about the craziest thing, because I hooped and then I started rapping and all that old shit. It was a nigga named Jack Taylor out of Akron. We were 2 of the youngest niggas down there, and you know, they rapped. Mm-hmm. So we used to huddle up and rap. Just, you know, it wasn't a bad bit, man. And then my last 30 days, they sent me out to the farm that's called Jadon.
Okay.
You know, and they put me in the, what they call the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
And I was the nigga that when the intestines fall out, I drag it in there and take all the intestines, all the mud, whatever they ate, and take that shit. We slaughtered hogs and cows. Okay.
So would you say your first time, you know, going to jail and experiencing what it's like, you know, losing your freedom, would you say that it helped you? Did it hinder you? Or hurt you, or all three?
Well, I mean, it hindered me because I just was learning more shit, you know, and I couldn't wait to get back and hit the streets. Every time I came home, day one I hit the street, my niggas was always there, man. You know, they was talking about cocaine back then, but I wasn't out there when crack really hit my city. And I remember when I came home, you know, Bubba Toddy came and picked me up, and I think it was Myron Black or somebody else, man. I can't remember. Might have been Gerald Nix, baby boy. Shout out to them. And my nigga E Downs. And we went straight to the drive-thru. I remember it was a blizzard, February 12, 1988. And back then, see, you didn't have to, nobody signed to tell them who coming to get you. You know, they just actually do, you got to ride. Mm-hmm. So I got a ride. They was outside, and we went straight around the corner, you know, because Ohio State Reformatory is in Mansfield, it's Michigan County. So we went to the drive-thru at Papa Johnny's, man. We got some wine, some rolls, and we got some beer. So we go above house and we all kicking it, homeboys coming by showing me love and shit like that. And Bub and them was getting money, my nigga, you know, they was getting money, man. Bubba Toddy came and got me, I mean, yeah, but E Downs, he came over there, they was getting money, young niggas back then.
Yeah.
And my brother was alive, that was his partners, you know what I'm saying? And I drunk a beer talking shit like I'm finna get fucked up. I drunk probably a half a beer, was drunker than the motherfucker, man. They had to call my sister to come get me. My sister just left.
You was a lightweight.
With her, yeah.
You was a featherweight, huh?
yeah, I'm still in my jail clothes.
Yeah.
Nigga, fucked up, man.
Featherweight champion.
Featherweight, man, yeah, but I got back to it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I got back to it. And it's just regular street shit. Then I started, you know, I broke in a house and found me a couple pistols, and that's what I went on my robbing spree. But see, even before I left Mansfield, when I was real young, my nigga Troy Davis, my cousin, he came and got me, tapped on my window. He said, "Little Tony, we need you." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Need me for what?" And I'm like, "For what?" He was like, "Just put your clothes, come on, man. I'm gonna give you all the candy you want." I got my pants. I remember he had this little ugly ass, gray, rusted out ass Pinto.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and I know if I get this job, I can make it. Mm-hmm. I think my judge will give me probation. And I get out that day from that interview. We go out. I had $3 to my name.
Yeah.
And then somebody in the car, we wanted to get some joints. They used to sell joints back then. I bought 2 40 ounces. Mm-hmm. I stopped at Maxwell's to get the weed because the park right around the corner, they went on to the park. So while I'm there, I get into it with a broad I used to mess with named Rena Daniels. Shout out to her. And we arguing and shit. I used to be over in her mama house all the time, so I know her mama kept a pistol by the door in the drawer, because I used to carry it sometimes. So we get into it, and she going up by the basketball court. I'm just going by where everybody's shooting dice at, right? And I knew her brother was up there. Now, he a young nigga, but he a big motherfucker, man. That nigga neck was big as your head. And I just knew, I just felt it, man. So what I did, man, I just bust a little King bottle, put it in a tater chip bag, and walked up to the motherfucking basketball court. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I told my nigga, watch my back. And we got into it, man, and I cut the nigga. And that's something I regretted for a long time, because we was really, really cool. And he was younger than me. I should have just talked him down. But I was thinking he a big nigga. I said, shit, I ain't gonna let him get no reputation off me, because in my mind, I'm a gangster. You can't, dawg. I just can't let you beat me.
Okay.
And then, man, so just that incident alone, when I went to court, the judge gave me a year in Lancaster, and that's you go there, that's when you want the fight game. Niggas all over Ohio, yeah.
So you end up back in prison?
Yeah, gladiator school, man. Because the judge said you got out February. I got out February the 7th, the 8th, or something like that. My birthday was on the 16th. I caught my first drug case on the 19th. I was only out 7 days.
Damn.
When I caught that case.
Yeah.
That's why he sent me back. So on my way, and I went undefeated fighting down that motherfucker, man, undefeated. So now I really think I'm that shit. Shout out to my nigga Yo-Yo, Aubrey Nixon. Man, he rest in peace. I'm getting ready to go home, right? But I'm a thorough nigga. I got a nigga named Stan out of Cleveland. He was fighting the white boy. He's supposed to be raw with his hands. But the white boy whooped him. And he ready to go to parole board. So I tell the captain, captains come down, and I say I'm the one that whooped him. So they put me in the hole, because I'm going home Monday. So you take the rap for him? Yeah, I'm going home Monday.
Yeah.
But lucky I didn't catch a case. But right when I thought I was going home, they took me back to the county, because Rena and her brother, they pressed charges.
They pressed charges on you.
So they gave me another 6 months, and I came home 4 months.
So you end up doing another
later.
6 months. All right, so you do another 6 months, you get out. What was your next move from there?
Man, the 3 T's, me, Tony Green, and Tony Allen, man. My nigga Naked Palm, Mine Black, my cousin Heavy.
So T.A., T.G., and T.B., huh?
Yeah, my nigga Baby Boy, his brother Brain, Aubrey Nixon, man, he rest in peace. Junebug. Ice-T had already been dead for a minute, and my nigga Yo-Yo, Alicio Phelps. Shout out to him, and hopefully he'll be coming home soon. He's been gone 30-something years, so.
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Free him.
And that's when I really started hustling on that dope. I was getting money then.
Okay.
But I started getting high, smoking Primos.
So you figured out the dope game. Mm-hmm. Jump into the dope game.
I was in the heavy. All my niggas.
You start making money. You start, you figuring out how to get the money. So how did you end up using the drugs that you just,
Because that was our era. You had to be able to get money to smoke Primos, man.
So that was like some like
this way niggas do lean and pills today, we did cocaine like that.
Okay, I see.
You know what I'm saying? That was just, we was 80s babies.
Yeah. So everybody that was getting money, basically like that was the thing. Like,
niggas
you getting money. That's how you
drink.
Yeah.
Smoke
okay.
malls on the block. They wasn't calling you crackheads and geeks back then, because it was just a normal thing. Hustlers wanted to get high, they got high.
Y'all wasn't freebasing.
No, that came later.
Okay.
For some of
y'all mixing the cocaine
tobacco, weed.
Oh, okay,
like that.
I see now. Okay.
But see, we didn't know what we was fucking with. The funny thing about this is that You can go to bed with $20. Get up first thing in the morning, go get you a $20 block, and have $1,000 by midnight. That was unheard of.
Off $20?
Yeah, you just keep reeing up, and keep going all night.
Yeah.
You know that song where they say, I'll be the first on the block and the last to leave? That's how it was.
Yeah.
If it's jumping, you don't go to bed.
Okay.
You don't think about going home.
You get into the drug game. You living a life in a drug game. How did you end up? You say you did another bid too. So how did you end up back?
Man, I called.
First, hold on. Before we get into that, what were some things that you seen during your time selling drugs? Like, have you ever seen some wild things? Like,
I mean, all the shit, you know, mostly the wildest things.
Hello, Moto.
The wildest things I ever, all the same shit that everybody else has seen, man. You know, hoes, sucking dicks, you know, motherfuckers looking on the floor and just the geeking and tweaking, man. You know, I done seen basically everything you can imagine. You know, I tricked off with some bitches, and then I really got out of that because a lot of them bras I grew up with, and I knew when they wasn't getting high, they wasn't trying to give me no pussy. But now that they was on that dope, it was easy to fuck, you know.
okay. So fast forward, you know, you end up back in jail.
Man, I had a nigga.
So first, I want to get into like your longest stint in jail.
10 years.
So okay, boom. Okay, we gonna get to this, right? So, what was the reason why you ended up in jail for 10 years?
Man, we had a nigga out of Columbus that moved down there, and we locked him in, and then we was cool, and he became one of my partners and shit, and make a long story short, man, you know, he got me, you know, and on a wire. I damn near.
So he was a rat.
They wired him up, man. I guess he had caught a case or something, and I guess they wanted me. I'm all in the street, man, everywhere, hustling. You know, you could pick me up, I could sell 3-4 niggas some dope, because I didn't care if you had $2, $3, nigga, I gave you some dope. You know, and then I jump in another car, hit another car, jump in another car, hit another car. And my mom used to hate that because she said, damn, well, you got to quit doing that because don't nobody know who the fuck you been with. Something happened to you, but that was my routine.
Okay.
You know, I had a couple spots. I think I might be one of the first ones to set up crack spots at Old Man Otis Brooks, my cousin, and a girl named Queen.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go over there and smoke moles and sell dope about the house.
Okay. So, boom. You end up going down.
Yep.
You got a 10-year bid on you.
I got a 13 to 50.
You got a 13 to 50.
They was trying to give me 21 to 75 over dope case.
This a RICO case?
No,
or
it's
this
state case.
Oh, this a state case.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, they did have RICO because, but like where we was from, shit, you gonna do more time? Really, because, you know, I'm under the old law. So, you know, anything over 10 years is 9 years, 6 months to the board. You know, they said my release date would have been 2035.
Damn, so you could have still been?
Yeah, if they wouldn't let me go.
Okay. So, how was that 10? Going from doing juvenile bids, right?
Man.
To a 8-year bid, to a 1 year and 6 month bid, to 10 years.
Well, you know, when you're in the street, that's what you got to come with a tent to it. See, you know, I was in the street because I was fascinated with the game. I wasn't thinking about stacking no money.
Right.
I got $2,000-$3,000 in my pocket and I got 2 houses, I'm cool.
Right.
You know, I can look good and I'm fucking with gangsters.
Yeah.
And hustlers, you know, so I wasn't thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because all my niggas sold dope, so even if I fucked up my money, I can go get ounce from each one of them. You know, and yeah, man, but I think we should leave that for part 2 about my bit, because that was a hell of a bit. You know, I was in the Lucasville riot, April 11th, 1993, the longest prison siege in history.
Okay.
And that was Easter Sunday. So yeah, I think we should say that for part 2 because that was bad motherfucking piece, you know.
Okay. So yeah, we could do that. We could say that for part 2. But you know, before we wrap it up, before we get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it anything you want to leave, you know, to the youngest that's coming up, whether that's male or female, or even people that you would say like that you could look at and be like, man, that could have been my son, or that could be my grandson, or that could be my daughter, or anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
what would you leave?
I would say this: my grandson, Jamarian Hobbs, he was gunned down August 17th of last year. My oldest grandson, and he hit me so hard, it took me in a dark spot. But anyway,
Take your time, man.
these little niggas gotta know, man, that everything that you're going through will come with what you're doing, man. The streets come with, man, the streets is rough, man. The streets it's an endless pit, man, and it's a bottomless pit. And you will look up 40, 50 years old and realize you done wasted a lot of time. And you only got one life. Try to live it to the fullest, man. Enjoy your family and your friends, man. You know, y'all little niggas get a little money, man. Get together, throw some barbecues. Come up with some events, you know, everybody can be a part of, and it's positive, because, and I come from a lot of niggas that understand what I'm saying, you know. And go to school, get your education, man, you know, because, school might be for you, and if it is, it might carry you further in life, man. You know, like right now, I'm working a bullshit-ass job, broke. I ain't been on drugs in years, but, and I wasted time. You don't want to get old, man, and then the streets ain't gonna give you no, but I have been working for the last 20 plus years. But, you know, you get old, you ain't got nothing coming. There is no Social Security and all that other shit. You don't get no retirement.
Ain't no retirement plan in the streets.
Ain't none.
Right.
Man. And if you're gonna get your money, you better stack it, because you're gonna need it.
Save your money to save you later.
Fees, you're gonna need commissary and all that. You know, and the ones that's playing with them pistols, you don't see it now, but when you wake up 20 years from now, you still ain't made it home. Maybe your family members done died off, you know, and there's nothing you can do to protect your family, and that's real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't built for jail neither.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I was, because I've been in it so many times, you know. But shout out to all my little homies all over the country, man, especially in the state of Ohio, man. Y'all little niggas, man, just need to slow down, man. I done been in there with niggas, you know, when I went home, they never made it home. A lot of them died in the joint. You know, and that was one of my worst fears, died in prison, man. So, yeah, man, hold your family close, man, because they ain't gonna always be here, man. And try to do something worth something, you know, make them feel some type of way, you know, keep them living. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that worry on your mom and your grandparents and stressing because you their baby and you gone.
Yeah.
And that takes life from them. You know, and some people, if you ain't getting no money and you go to jail, 10 years, ain't nobody gonna be sending you no money on your books. And the people that is might die off. Then you ain't got nobody to send you nothing. You know, so just get out of the way if you can, man. You know, and if you're too far gone and you get the money, nigga, be right about it. Shit, you don't put that money up, because you definitely gonna need it. And invest. Because you don't want to be in the game. The game is not for a nigga to be in the rest of his life. If you ain't part of the cartel, nigga, you ain't no need in trying to be in it for the rest of your life. Get you some money if that's what you're doing. Get the fuck up out that shit. Do you some investments, man. You know, and keep it moving, man. And if you find your good bro, hold on to her. Because, you know, they come and go, but the one that want to stay, keep her. And that's about it.
That's a real spill. Man, that's the first, we got the first interview episode from the Cardboard and Concrete Real Talk with the Streets. Got your boy Tone Bone, you know what I'm saying, the #1 player, you know what I'm saying, man. I want to say thank you, man. I appreciate you for coming, you know,
no doubt,
sitting down, taking your time, you know what I'm saying, coming in and starting something great. start something that the people gonna love, the world is gonna love, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you, man. You know, for being
Thank you.
open
Thank you.
and you know, giving your story. This ain't the end though. We got to do a part 2. You know what I'm
Oh, ain't no
saying?
doubt, ain't no doubt.
For sure. You know, we gonna come do a part 2, man. But I just want to thank everybody out there. You know, that's gonna be tuning in and watching this, man. And you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Once again, man, Tone Bone, shout out to you, bro. It's a wrap, man.
Shout out
Appreciate
to you.
you,
Shout out
man.
to the shop, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Chicago.
Run it up, check the scope, money talk, money mo. Yeah, main crew say they weed it, kicking down the door. Run it up, check the scope, money talk, money mo. What? Main crew say they weed it, kicking down the door. Let's go. And it's the whole lane when I'm driving the machine. True vision, big dream, kingpin to the scene. They be talking on the net, I just count the green. Cash. From a phantom to a ghost, you know what I mean. Yeah.